One button to get really familiar with is the immediate tie-off button. On the Pfaff Creative 4.5 sewing machine, you're going to notice that this button has a straight stitch and then 3 little stitches underneath. This indicates a locking stitch. Now, depending on when you touch it, for example, if you touch it while you're sewing, you get one thing, and if you touch it while you're not sewing, you get something else. And I'm going to show you that there's actually there's a tie-off function button on your screen that allows you to pre-program it to always tie off at the beginning, the end, and even add a cut feature to the stitches every time you start to sew. But this is for when you just need it from time to time. This is for when you want it all the time. So for the immediate tie-off button, if I'm sewing and I touch it while I'm sewing, then it's going to go ahead and do a couple stitches back and forth, and then it stops for me. My foot's still on the foot control. So then you can use the thread snips and cut. And you have a nice finished locked stitch at the end of the seam that you're sewing. Now if you touch it before you start, you'll notice you'll get just the locking stitch and then it's done. It doesn't do anything else. It doesn't take off. But if you do want to go ahead, step on your foot control, touch it, and then it will lock it and it stops, and then you can do your scissors. Now let me show you one little trick on this though. Did you notice that, let me show you with the stitching, with the thread snips, if you push that, it will do pretty much the immediate tie-off and the cut all at once. Now you have to push it while you're sewing for that to activate pretty much the two of them together. So just a little trick. I like to use the thread snips, but from time to time, I just need a quick little locking stitch that is exactly when I tell it to stitch. But we can have that locking stitch immediately with a touch of a button.